here because of the short that I just posted. Let me show you what I was talking about. This is not a Sunday Songs and Talk, although I am posting this on Sunday. So, as you saw, I'm in the process of trying to whip together like a Travis-style version of Give My Love to Rose. And I know how to play the song itself, you know, it's strumming. It's... You know, it's that the whole time. But I wanted to put together something that's like fingerstyle, because that's honestly kind of the style I play at this point. But there were some spots in this one. When it comes to fingerstyle guitar, I found playing in the key of C to be the easiest. The key of G is also easy, except when you're trying to play a D chord with it. An example, like Ballad of a Teenage Queen, it's like... that part on the D note, the D chord, where it's like... I do that walk up. Like that. It's because if you play like Luther Perkins, you know he hits the bass note, he goes up on a D chord. He hits the open D string, second fret of the G string, back to the A string, back up, D. That's how he plays the D chord. But because there's the melody in it, it starts by hitting the open D string, but then when I come up, I'm having to hit the fourth fret of the D string plus the second fret of the D string at the same time. So it's like, that doesn't sound good. Because it just sounds like I'm hitting the same note over and over again. Well, not over and over again, but it's just too much noise there, which is why I do that walk up. Kind of just breaks it up a little bit. So playing in the key of G, I found it's difficult when you're doing anything with that D chord in it, where like when he's singing and he's dropping down in the lyrics, if it was going up, I can maybe do it, but if he's dropping down, I can't do it because I have to do something weird like that, where I'm playing two strings next to each other, and I just don't like the sound of that, so that's why I do that walk up. Now, with the key of C, it's a lot easier to do things because it's more open in this area for your pinky to like, what's Freight Train? I always do Freight Train. It's a good fingerstyle song to learn. A little different than I would play it, but you see what I mean. Problem with that one is if you're playing a song with him singing an F chord, or singing an F, and it goes higher up on the neck, it's hard to do it because then, yeah, I can't figure that out, so I just end up playing an F like this with the open D. Sometimes you gotta do weird things like that. But you know, if it goes quickly, you won't really notice it, especially when there's background music. Where am I going with all this? The key of A is really hard to play in, fingerstyle, in my opinion. So the problem with Give My Love to Rose was I can hit the first few notes and still do the same picking pattern, like, but then when it transitions down to the D, or to the E, this is where, you know, if I played it like James Taylor with that backwards A shape, one of the weird things that I had to figure out was, how do I go from that A chord, hit the second, what would that be, the sus2, the sus4, whatever it is, How do I hit that note and then transition back down to the E? So, well, I'd have to play it like this. Problem is, I always play my A chord like this, but if I played it how you're supposed to, I can't make that transition quickly. So what I figured out is I would do basically like an E minor ninth, E minor seventh, E minor seventh, and then for a second you would hear the open D string. So, but it allows me to basically quickly change this shape down to an E shape. So that's one of the things I had to figure out. Then, when I go up to, or when it goes up to the D chord, I'm having that same issue where I'm hitting too many strings all at once. And when I do fingerstyle, you might notice I do this kind of. I'm like do-do-do-do. Essentially what I'm doing with my middle finger is I'm basically doing this. So when Luther does that lick, that's essentially what my middle finger's doing the whole time. It's like. So, that being said, when it goes up to the D chord, you'll hear it. It's like I'm doing a, like that. I don't like that. So, even though I'm not following it word for word, kind of like I Still Miss Someone, the melody doesn't follow how he's singing. It's like in the background, so you know where the words are, but they're not following the pattern of the singing. That's kind of how this song's turning out. So what I ended up doing is, instead of doing that little thing I do with my middle finger, I just play it like this and just hit that note. So you kind of know where it's supposed to be. So it's like, see what I mean? I think on that last one I actually did hit it. Yeah, we're gonna work on that. Do you see what I mean though? Is all that making sense? Those are like some of the weird little kinks and things I have to work out when I do these songs. Fingerstyle in the key of A is hard, especially when you haven't done it professionally and you didn't take lessons to learn how to do it and you're self-taught. I think that cleared everything up. Curious though, if you want to see a series on me recording a song from start to finish, a video like this where I'm showing you basically how I learned it and the things I had to work out, and then maybe a video on how I record everything, and then a video on mixing it together, mastering it, how I film it, let me know. I am very sorry if this video was boring, but I felt like I had to explain it. Because the blooper video I posted last week, I was like, you know what? Let me be a little more transparent. Because everything does not go well. It really doesn't. That's all I got. Till the next one.